Hello students, this is your geography lesson. Today we are going to learn about the industrial development. This is unit number 9 from your book. The title of this unit is Industrial Development, Secondary and Tertiary Industries. Students, industries play an important role in the development of a country. Industrial sector has enough share in our economy. Thus, industries may be divided into two forms, for example, cottage industry and mill or factory industry. What is cottage industry? Cottage industry or small scale industry is such where mostly goods are manufactured by hand at homes. Mill or factory industry. Mill or factory industry is such where goods are mainly manufactured by the help of machines on large scale. Cottage or small scale industries. Most of the population of our country lives in villages and earn their living mainly by agriculture. Our village is more or less sufficient. It has its carpenter and blacksmith, its potters and weavers, whose products serve the needs of the local population, mostly of farmers. Although most of the work is done by hand or by simple hand driven machines, the cottage workers with their hereditary skill produce many beautiful articles which are very popular in various foreign countries. In a country like Pakistan with a large rural population and little surplus capital for investment, cottage industries have an important part to play in the national economy. For some craftsmen, cottage industry provides the only source of income. For others, it provides an alternative occupation which helps supplement their income. Small scale and cottage industries of Pakistan included carpet industry, leather industry, sports goods, pottery work, embroidery and needlework, glassware and bangles industry, and woodwork industry. Importance of industries in Pakistan. As a result of partition of India, the areas which became Pakistan were mainly agricultural lands and very few large factories fell to Pakistan's share. The industrial requirements of these areas were fulfilled from the industrial centers, which were mostly located in the non-Muslim majority areas, which became part of India or Bharat. So it became essential to establish basic industries. To overcome this hard handicap, the government encouraged the establishment of new industries based on local raw material so that industrial requirements could be fulfilled as quickly as possible. First of all, textile, sugar, and fertilizer industries were given priority. Pakistan has attained a fairly diversified base in manufacturing, ranging from essential consumer goods to chemicals, steel, and heavy engineering, machine, and tool industries. Domestic production of items such as refined sugar and textile goods has become surplus from our requirements, and we earn a lot of foreign exchange by the export of these items. Besides the production of steel, fertilizer, some engineering goods and cement has helped in import substitution and saved substantial amount of foreign exchange. Although our country has progressed enough in industrial sector and we have become self-sufficient in some industrial fields, still we cannot claim to be an industrially developed country because we still depend on other countries for various industrial products and economy of our country depends on agriculture sector. The large-scale industry have only 19.9% share in our gross domestic products. Cotton textile industry. This is the biggest industry of our country. At the time of independence, few cotton textile mills belonging to non-Muslims fell into our share. After the migration of non-Muslims to India, our country had to face many problems. The production of cotton textile mills present in our country was altogether inadequate for the country's requirement, and a large quantity of cloth and yarn had to be imported. A large number of resources, such as raw cotton, cheap and plentiful labor, and a big market, were available for the development of cotton textile industry. So, our government paid special attention for the development of this basic industry. In the meanwhile, this sector continued progressing, and even today we have not become self-sufficient in our requirements of cotton yarn and cloth, and we also earn a large amount of foreign exchange by the export of cotton yarn and cloth. After the existence of Pakistan's first cotton textile mill named as Walika Cotton Textile Mill was established at Karachi in 1948, and soon Karachi became the biggest center of our cotton textile industry. Although being not located in cotton growing areas, it has become the biggest center of cotton textile industry. This city had the advantage of being the greatest commercial center of the country and being the first capital of Pakistan. Cotton produced in large quantities in the canal irrigated areas of its hinterland was brought to Karachi for marketing and export, and it became the largest cotton market of the country. Karachi had rail and road links with the cotton growing areas and main marketing cities and towns of the country. Being situated near the sea coast, it had humid climate which is more favorable for cotton textile industry. The availability of sui gas has solved the problems of cheap power. As a policy of decentralization, government is encouraging the industrialists to establish cotton textile mills outside the cotton growing areas or in underdeveloped or backward regions of the country. Now, in every big city of our all four provinces, cotton textile mills have been set up. These are as follows. In the Sindh province, Karachi, Hyderabad, Khairpur, Tandojam, Rori, Kotri, Tando Muhammad Khan, Larkana, Tando Adam, etc. In the Punjab province, Faisalabad, Multan, Lahore, Sheikhupura, Rawalpindi, Jhelum, Okara, Bhakkar, Liaquatabad, Rahim Yar Khan, Dera Ghazi Khan, Bahawalpur, Khanewal, Sargoda, etc. In Balochistan province, Quetta, Uthal, Lasbela. In Northwest Frontier Province, Peshawar, Haripur, Nौशहरा, Charsada, Swat, Kohad, Bannu, Dera Ismail Khan. Sugar industry. Sugar cane is being cultivated in various parts of our country in large quantities. It is considered as a cash crop. At the time of independence, only two sugar factories fell into our share. One was situated at Rawali in district Gujranwala and the other were situated at Takhtabai in Mardan district of NWFP. The production of the two mills was insufficient to fulfill the requirement of our country, and we had to import a large amount of sugar from other countries. Thus, the government paid special attention for the development of this industry. For this purpose, sanctions were granted to private and public sectors to establish sugar mills in sugarcane producing areas. Thus, in 1950, the largest sugar mill of Asia was set up at Mardan NWFP, named as Premier Sugar Mills. This sugar mill has a production capacity of 42,000 tons of sugar annually. After that, a large number of sugar mills have been set up in various parts of country. The detail of these mills are as follows. In the province of Punjab, Faisalabad, Jorabad, Rawali, Khanpur, Liya, Dera Ghazi Khan, Bhalwal, Mandi Bahauddin, Chishtiya, Jaranwala, Gojra, Kamalia, Samundri, etc. In the Sindh province, Tando Muhammad Khan, Nawab Shah, Talhar, Ratnabad, Larkana, Tanduala Yar, etc. In NWFP, Mardan, Thakkit Bai, Charsada, Bannu, Peshawar, Khazana near Peshawar. Fertilizer industry. The economy of our country depends on agriculture. The use of fertilizers is essential for the development of agriculture nowadays. Although the use of artificial fertilizers is becoming popular among the farmers of our country, it is very low as compared to developed countries. For example, in our country, the average use of fertilizer is 3 pounds per acre, and in Japan it is 400 pounds per acre. In the beginning, for the introduction and encouragement to farmers about the importance of fertilizer, it was supplied on concessional rates. But now the farmers know about the importance of fertilizer and its use is increasing day by day. So government has established a number of fertilizer factories in various parts of our country. These are as under Daud Hercules in Shekhupura, Pak American Fertilizer Daud Khail, Mianwali Punjab, Pak Arab Fertilizer in Multan, Faisalabad Chemical, Pak Saudi Fertilizer Mirpur Mathelo, Fauji Fertilizer Machi Goat, Sadkabad, Hazara Urea Project, New Hazara Haripur. Cement Industry. A large amount of limestone suitable for the manufacturing of cement is available in various hilly regions of Pakistan. Besides, gypsum is also found in large quantities in different areas, and cheap fuel is available in the form of natural gas. These requisites have made possible the establishment of cement factories in various areas. At the time of independence, few cement factories fell into our share. The requirements of cement were increasing day by day. Due to various development programs, in order to fulfill their increasing demand, cement factories have been set up in private and public sectors. Few years back, we had become self-sufficient in cement production. We supplied considerable amount of cement to our east wing and also exported some of it to foreign countries. Iron and steel industry. Although some iron ore deposits have been found at Kalabagh, Makarwal, Langaryal, Hazara, and Nokandi, Ziyarat, Chilghaizi, and Khuzdar, Balochistan. It is estimated that about 430 million tons reserve iron ore deposits are located at all these places. At present, iron ore is not being extracted on commercial basis from these deposits. It is estimated by experts that quality of iron ore found in our country is poor and the requirements of a big or medium steel mill cannot be fulfilled from this iron ore. So, at Karachi steel mills, imported iron ore and coal is being used. Pakistan Industrial Development Corporation is considering to establish a small steel plant at Nokandi by the help of People's Republic of China. There are some small steel products manufacturing units working in our country such as PECO, Ittifaq Foundry Industries, etc. In these factories, some scrap iron and pig iron produced by Pakistan Steel Mill is being used and various goods of iron and steel are produced. Tertiary Industry. Tertiary industry is concerned with providing a service and is sometimes known as a service industry. It can be divided into a number of different groups such as public administration, transport, defense, and tourism. Tourism means the whole business of providing accommodation and recreation facilities for those people who are traveling and visiting or staying in a place for a relatively limited period of time. The purpose of the visit or stay is primarily for pleasure. Recently, tourism has become the world's fastest growing industry. It has become an important factor in the economy of most developed countries as one of the possible ways to obtain income and create jobs. In Pakistan, domestic and foreign tourism is small scale at present, except for a small group of dedicated mountaineers, mainly foreigners. Very few people visit in Pakistan. As far as the domestic tourism is concerned, it is primarily male oriented and especially men under 40 are involved. During summer, when the heat of the plain areas become unbearable, quite a few affluent families go to hilly areas such as Murree, Swat, Kagan, Chitral, etc. Before attempting to develop tourism in an area of Pakistan, the factors should be considered as the presence of tourist attractions, security, availability of capital, the infrastructure, management, marketing and publicity, transport and communications, and government priorities. The natural attractions of Pakistan are northern areas, Kagan Valley, Swat Valley, Gilgit Valley, Skardu, Hunza Valley, Chitral, and cultural attractions in Pakistan are archaeological sites, historic site, modern buildings like Faisal Mosque, the Parliament Building, and Presidential Palace in Islamabad, the salt mine at Kyora, traditional crafts and bazaars of Pakistan. Call centers. Another example of tertiary industry is a call center. A call center is the office of an organization which handles telephone calls to and from one or more companies. The calls are both inbound from a customer to a company and outbound from the company to its customers. A call center has the ability to handle a considerable volume of calls at the same time with the help of its computer system. It filters calls and forwards them to qualified employees called agents to handle them and transfer to the relevant companies. These calls too from these companies are dealt more effectively and cheaply than if the companies handle them themselves. Call centers are also used by telemarketing companies and other large organizations that use the telephone to sell their products and services. Political conditions of our country also affect the industrial development of a country. As political conditions in our country did not remain stable due to different policies of various governments, the industrialists lost their confidence and hesitated from investment in industrial sector. While considering the above mentioned facts, following is the conclusion of present industrial position of our country. The government encouraged both the private as well as public sector to take part in the industrial development of our country. Thus, a corporation named as Pakistan Industrial Development Corporation was established in 1952. This corporation was asked to establish various industries in different parts of the country so that local raw material and other resources available could be utilized. This corporation paid enough attention to the development of cotton, woolen, textiles, fertilizers, chemical industries, etc. Besides this, the private sector also took part in the industrial development of our country. So both the private and public sector continued their work side by side. The growth rate of gross domestic products, large scale manufacturing in 1971 to 1972 was 4.1%, and in 1985 to 1986 it has increased by 8.3%. In 1972, the government of that time nationalized a number of heavy industries. During these economy reforms of 1972, about 32 industrial units were nationalized, taken under government control. After that, in September 1973, some more industries such as ghee mills, flour mills, and cotton ginning factories were taken under government control, and very few industries remained in private sector. Due to this policy of nationalization, the confidence of the private industrialists shattered, and during 1972 to 1977, and they hesitated to invest their capital in industrial sector. Besides this, the performance of public sector was also not satisfactory. So the present government, after coming in power, analyzed all those causes which were affecting the industrial production of our country. The economy of the country was deteriorating day by day. Thus, to attract the private industrialists, the government took the following several measures which showed better results. Some of the nationalized industries were returned to their previous owners. These include flour mills, rice husking mills, and cotton ginning factories, etc. To protect the rights of private investors, the government assured by a presidential order of industrial management in 1978 that in future no other industry will be nationalized as it was done in the previous regime. The government announced the industrial schedule for both the private and public sector, in which spheres of industries demarcated for both the sectors. For example, chemical and cement sectors were reserved for public sector and private investors were allowed to establish such industries which are under public sector, for example ghee industry. In new 5 years plan, tax concessions have been granted for those private investors who will establish their industry in underdeveloped areas. Besides, this duty free import of raw materials and machinery was also allowed for industries of less developed areas. The present government have formulated a dynamic policy to bring about marked improvement in the industrial and investment climate of the country to ensure rapid growth of industrialization both in urban and rural areas. It aims at encouraging the private sector to play more dynamic role in the development of the economy. Free market forces are being allowed to determine the prices and profitability, which is considered to provide healthy mechanism for optimal utilization of industrial potential.
Thanks for listening. For new videos, don't forget to subscribe my channel. And if you like my videos, please share and like.